Government fixes office hours from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. during the holy month of Ramadan. Stern actions to be taken if anyone deliberately attempts to increase commodity prices, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina.
যদি কেউ এভাবে ইচ্ছাকৃতভাবে দ্রব্যমূল্য বৃদ্ধি করে অবশ্যই তার বিরুদ্ধে কঠোর ব্যবস্থা নেওয়া হবে।
President Mohammad Shahabuddin urges all concerned to make Bangladesh Public Service Commission a center of excellence through ensuring transparency and accountability. Nearly 600,000 people close to famine in Gaza, says United Nations. Another 96 Palestinians killed in Israeli attacks in a day. And Fortune Borishal batting with a victory target of 150 runs against Rangpur Riders in second qualifier of BPL cricket in Mirpur. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Musad Nazib welcoming you to News at 10. You have just heard the headlines. Now we move on to the news in details.
জনগণের খাদেম হতে হবে, বড় কর্তা হলে চলবে না, ওই বড় চেয়ারে বসে হবে না, মানুষের সঙ্গে মিশতে হবে, ওদের ট্যাক্সে ওদের পয়সায় আপনাদের সংসার চলে।
Government has fixed office hours of all government, semi-government, autonomous and semi-autonomous institutions from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. during the holy month of Ramadan. There will be a break for Zohar prayer from 1:15 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. The schedule was decided in the cabinet meeting held at the Prime Minister's office today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina presided over the meeting. At the beginning of the cabinet meeting, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina unveiled the covers of two books written by her on the speeches given at the United Nations and addressing the nation. Sheikh Hasina's 19 speeches at the United Nations and their English translation have been included in the book titled Shokoler Tare Shokole Amra. Her important speeches making nationwide address from 2009 to 2023 have been included in the book titled Abohon. Prime Minister's speech writer M. Nazrul Islam edited the two books. During the meeting, the cabinet gave final approval to the draft of the Offshore Banking Act. According to the law, non-resident people and other institutions investing in Bangladesh can open offshore accounts. But they must take a license from Bangladesh Bank for offshore banking. Transactions can be done in 5 currencies. Later, in a press conference at the Secretariat, Cabinet Secretary Mohammad Mahabub Hossain said, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has given instructions not to hold any large-scale iftar parties in the month of Holy Ramadan to stop wastage. The Premier has also discouraged private institutions in this regard and has given instructions to donate money for iftar parties for public welfare. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina told the Parliament that it will be possible to keep the prices of essential commodities in the market at tolerable level during the holy month of Ramadan. She hoped that the price inflation will remain at an acceptable level during the holy month of Ramadan. Sheikh Hasina, also leader of the House, said this while responding to a written question during the Prime Minister's question-answer session in the Parliament this afternoon. The Prime Minister said that the present government is the people's government, and so the government is always trying to reduce the sufferings of the people.
গুজবে কান দেবেন না। সকলে যদি সচেতন থাকে আর গুজবে কান না দেন তাহলে গুজব ছড়িয়ে আসলে এই সমস্যা করতে পারবে না। আসন্ন রমজান মাসে নিত্য প্রয়োজনীয় দ্রব্য সামগ্রীর মূল্য নিয়ন্ত্রণ সহ মুদ্রাস্ফীতি নিয়ন্ত্রণ রাখার জন্য সরকার পদক্ষেপ গ্রহণ করেছে। আগামী রোজায় দ্রব্য মূল্য সাধারণ মানুষের ক্রয় ক্ষমতার মধ্যে রাখার অভিপ্রায় নিত্যপণ্যের পর্যাপ্ত যোগানের কার্যক্রম গ্রহণ করা হয়েছে। মাননীয় সংসদ সদস্যরা আছেন, নির্বাচিত প্রতিনিধিরা আছেন, শুধু সরকারি দেখবে তা তো না, তাদেরও একটা দায়িত্ব আছে। বাজার মনিটরিং এর ক্ষেত্রে আপনারা সকলে মিলে সহযোগিতা করেন, তাহলে কেউ আর এই অসাধু ব্যবসায়ী তারা এভাবে অসাধু উপায়ে নিত্যপণ্যের দাম বাড়াতে পারবে না। এবং সেক্ষেত্রে আমি জনগণকে আহ্বান করব, তারাও যদি নজর রাখে তাহলে কিন্তু আরো সহজ হয়ে যায়। আর সরকারের পক্ষ থেকে অবশ্যই কঠোর পদক্ষেপ আমরা নিচ্ছি, পদক্ষেপ নেব। যদি কেউ এভাবে ইচ্ছাকৃতভাবে দ্রব্যমূল্য বৃদ্ধি করে অবশ্যই তার বিরুদ্ধে কঠোর ব্যবস্থা নেওয়া হবে।
Meanwhile, State Minister for Post, Telecommunication and Information Technology, Zunaid Ahmed Polok, has said steps have already been taken to develop and enhance the network system of Teletalk Bangladesh Limited throughout the country. Under the initiative, he said, installation of 3,000 new BTS site towers is now being implemented under the project to expand the Teletalk mobile phone network at village level and also to modernize the existing network to provide 5G services. The installation of 420 new BTS site towers is now underway in the remote Chattogram Hill Tract, Har and other coastal and island areas with a Finance Social Responsibility Fund. In addition to this, around 2,000 BTS site towers will also be constructed at the union level under 4G mobile network service. Later, a general discussion was held on Thanksgiving motion on President's speech. Taking part in the discussion, Foreign Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood told the Parliament that the size of the GDP has increased by 7 to 8 times during the tenure of the present government under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. He told the House that there is no other solution except repatriation of the Rohingyas. The Foreign Minister expressed hope that the repatriation will begin after the ongoing crisis in Myanmar. Participating in the discussion, the members of the Parliament informed the Jatiyo সংসদ that the benefits of the city have reached the villages under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina. The sitting of the House will resume in the afternoon tomorrow. President Mohammad Shahabuddin asked the members of Bangladesh Police to provide selfless services to the people, being their faithful friends. The President gave the directive while addressing the police officials gathered at the Bongo Bhavan this afternoon on the occasion of Police Week 2024. Appreciating the role of the police in maintaining law and order across the country, the President stressed on ensuring that no one is subjected to undue harassment while performing duties. President Mohammad Shahabuddin noted that due to rapid development of information technology, crime is also increasing. He underscored the need for making the police a modern and timely force in suppressing these crimes. The President asked the police to perform their duties more sincerely to gain the trust of the people.
বর্তমান বিশ্বে প্রযুক্তির দ্রুত বিকাশ হচ্ছে, বাড়ছে প্রযুক্তি সংশ্লিষ্ট অপরাধ। এ সকল অপরাধ নিয়ন্ত্রণে আর্টিফিশিয়াল ইন্টেলিজেন্স ব্যবহারের লক্ষ্যে প্রয়োজনীয় পদক্ষেপ গ্রহণ করতে হবে। সামাজিক যোগাযোগ মাধ্যম ব্যবহার করেও বৃদ্ধি পাচ্ছে নানা রকম অপরাধ, যা দ্বারা নিজেদের অজান্তে শিকার হচ্ছে নারী ও শিশুরা। ছড়িয়ে পড়ছে বিভ্রান্তি সৃষ্টিকারী গুজব। এ ধরনের অপরাধ প্রতিরোধ নির্মূল করে জননিরাপত্তা নিশ্চিত করতে পুলিশকে হতে হবে আরো আধুনিক ও সময়োপযোগী। স্মার্ট বাংলাদেশ গড়তে হলে প্রয়োজন স্মার্ট পুলিশিং ব্যবস্থা। মুক্তিযুদ্ধের চেতনা উজ্জীবিত হয়ে দেশপ্রেম, সততা ও নিষ্ঠার সাথে দেশ ও জনগণের সেবায় সর্বাত্মক প্রয়াস অব্যাহত রাখার জন্য আমি আপনাদের প্রতি আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি।
Later, President Mohammad Shahabuddin took part in a photo session with the senior police officers. Secretaries concerned were present. President Mohammad Shahabuddin urged all concerned to make Bangladesh Public Service Commission (PSC) a center of excellence through ensuring transparency and accountability in their activities. The President made the call when a delegation of PSC, led by its chairman Mohammad Sohrab Hussain, submitted the Commission's annual report 2023 to him at Bongo Bhavan this noon. Later, President's Press Secretary Mohammad Joinal Abidin said during the meeting, the PSC chairman apprised the President of various aspects of the reports and overall activities of the Commission. President Mohammad Shahabuddin asked the PSC to conduct their activities so that the talented young generation can enter the government jobs with the spirit of service to the people. The President stressed on taking effective steps, including increasing the use of information technology to reduce the complexity and time of the recruitment process. Expressing satisfaction over the PSC activities, President Shahabuddin expressed hope that the PSC would be more dynamic and able to reduce the procrastination of the recruitment process in the days to come. Secretaries to the President were present. The lawmakers elected to reserved women's seats took their oaths this afternoon. Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry administered the oath at the oath chamber of the Jatiyo সংসদ. Leader of the House, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, was present at the ceremony.
আমি বাংলাদেশের প্রতি অকৃত্রিম বিশ্বাস ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব। যে কর্তব্যভার গ্রহণ করিতে যাইতেছি
The annual conference and reunion of Police Nari Kollan Samiti Punak was held at Bangladesh Police Auditorium at Rajabagh in the capital today. President Mohammad Shahabuddin's spouse, Dr. Rebecca Sultana, was present at the function as the chief guest. Punak President Dr. Tayaba Musarat Jaha Chaudhry presided over the program, while Lutfur Tahmina Khan was the special guest. Dr. Rebecca Sultana said Punak has become a pioneer organization for the women of the country. It is working for the well-being of the women alongside women members of the police families. Punak has extended its hand to all people, including men, the elderly and the poor, she added.
প্রত্যেকের সফলতার পিছনে পারস্পরিক ভূমিকা ও অবদানও রয়েছে। যেমন আমাদের জাতির পিতা বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমানের রাষ্ট্রনায়ক ও বঙ্গবন্ধু হয়ে ওঠার পিছনেও আমাদের বঙ্গমাতা বেগম ফজিলাতুন্নেসা মুজিবের অবদান ছিল। তিনি ছিলেন বঙ্গবন্ধুর একনিষ্ঠ সহচর ও সাহসদাতা। আমি আশা করব আপনারা এভাবেই নিজেদের উন্নয়নের পাশাপাশি সমাজের দুস্থ ও দরিদ্র জনগণের পাশে থাকবেন।
Earlier, Dr. Rebecca Sultana visited stalls at the program. Now, international news. UN Humanitarian Agency says humanitarian organizations systematically denied access to Gaza and that humanitarian aid convoys are coming under fire. A senior UN humanitarian aid official has said that 1/4 of Gaza's population, estimated to be at least 576,000 people, is a step away from famine. Gaza's health ministry says children are dying due to dehydration, and escalating famine could kill thousands in days if more aid does not enter the Gaza Strip. It also said 96 people were killed and 172 wounded in 24 hours. U.S. President Biden calls on Congress to pass a funding bill that would help Israel defend itself and permanently cut U.S. funds to. Meanwhile, Foreign Ministry spokesman of Qatar, Majid al-Ansari, says his country is optimistic that a deal on a ceasefire or a cessation of hostilities would be achieved before Ramadan, while United States President Joe Biden says he hopes by next Monday there will be a ceasefire. At least 30,000 people have been killed and 70,000 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7th. President Joe Biden is projected to win Michigan's Democratic presidential primary comfortably, despite a significant protest vote over his stance towards the war in Gaza. Activists have spent recent weeks urging Democrats to vote uncommitted, and tens of thousands chose to do so. Latest CBS News projections suggest Mr. Biden won 80% of the vote overall. He thanked every Michigander who made their voice heard today. The U.S. is an ally of Israel, providing it with billions of dollars in military aid. Earlier this month, the U.S. vetoed an UN resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, while proposing a draft of its own, urging a temporary ceasefire. The U.S. position has angered many, including in Biden's own party, who want the president to take a stronger stance against Israel's military campaign. Mr. Trump is also projected to easily win Tuesday's Republican primary in the state after what he called a great day. "We're going to win big," he told a campaign celebration event. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has held talks in Saudi Arabia with the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in an attempt to push for an end to the invasion of Ukraine and the return of prisoners of war from Russia. A statement on Zelensky's website said the two men discussed a Ukrainian plan to end the conflict and said that the president has thanked Prince Salman for his mediation role. Zelensky noted in particular Saudi Arabia's strivings to help in restoring a just peace in Ukraine. The statement said Saudi Arabia's leadership can help find a just solution. Zelensky had already left Saudi Arabia. Zelensky's trip on Tuesday came as Kyiv's forces are slowly being pushed back in eastern Ukraine. The Ukrainian military said Tuesday that it has withdrawn its forces from two more villages near Avdiivka in the eastern Donetsk region following intense overnight fighting. Now going back to national news. Today is the historical Shahid Selim Delwar Day. Meritorious students of Dhaka University, Ibrahim Salim and Qazi Delwar Hussain, crushed to death while leading an anti-autocracy movement on this day in 1984. Shahid Selim Delwar Parishad organized a discussion program and Dua Mahfil, marking the day at the Hathi Pool in Dhaka today. Fisheries and Livestock Minister Abdur Rahman was present as the chief guest at the program. Presided over by Vice-Chancellor of World University, Professor Dr. Mannan Chaudhry, the discussion was also addressed by Vice-Chancellor of BSMMU, Professor Dr. Sharifuddin Ahmed, General Secretary of Chhatra League Sheikh Wali Asif Inan, and President of Shahid Selim Delwar Parishad and Presidium Member of Bangabandhu Parishad, Dr. Abdul Wadud. Speaker said souls of Salim and Delwar will rest in peace if all people contribute to build smart Bangladesh, announced by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina by learning from the sacrifice of Shahid Selim Shahid. Later, a Dua Mahfil was organized. The Rashogolla or sweetmeat of Gopalganj achieved recognition of GI product. The recognition was given by the Department of Patents, Designs and Trademarks under the Ministry of Industries following an appeal. On February 8, the Gopalganj's Rashogolla as GI product was published on the Journal for registration under the Geographical Indication or GI Registration and Protection Law of Products. The presence of sugar in Gopalganj's Rashogolla is very low. That is why this Rashogolla or sweetmeat is different from the other Rashogollas across the country in terms of taste. Different dignitaries of the country, including Prime Minister and ministers, tasted the Gopalganj's Rashogolla. In addition, a good number of foreign dignitaries, including Indian Prime Minister, Bhutanese King and Chief Minister of West Bengal, tasted this sweetmeat. Now, weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said weather may remain dry with temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Night temperature may fall slightly over Rangpur and Rajshahi divisions and it may rise slightly elsewhere over the country. Day temperature may rise slightly over the country, said the Met Office. Now news on sports. Fortune Borishal beat Rangpur Riders by 6 wickets in the second qualifier match of BPL and reached the final. Chasing the victory target of 150 runs, Fortune Borishal reached their destination and scored 152 runs for 4 wickets in 18 overs 3 balls. Mushfiqur Rahim was unbeaten on 47 runs for Borishal. Earlier, batting first, Rangpur Riders scored 149 runs for 7 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. Fortune Borishal will face Kumilla Victorians in the final match of the tournament on March 1st. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. Government fixes office hours from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. during the holy month of Ramadan. Stern actions to be taken if anyone deliberately attempts to increase commodity prices, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. President Mohammad Shahabuddin urges all concerned to make Bangladesh Public Service Commission a center of excellence through ensuring transparency and accountability. Nearly 600,000 people close to famine in Gaza, says United Nations. Another 96 Palestinians killed in Israeli attacks in a day. And Fortune Borishal beat Rangpur Riders by 6 wickets in second qualifier of BPL cricket in Mirpur. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us, and we invite you to watch our 11:30 p.m. Bangla News. Until then, Khoda Hafiz.